Hey there, and welcome to the Sailing Dane channel. I'm on board Freya, and my alternator is making some weird noises, and it has seized up a couple of times, and the belt started actually to burn because the belt was running fine, but the alternator had ceased, so the pulley did not turn. So the friction between the belt and the pulley made the whole thing, go up in smoke basically. So I saved it and got a new alternator, and I am trying to upgrade from my 60 amp alternator that came with the boat to an 80 amp alternator, only because that seems to be the least expensive. Here is basically a little bit of what I had to do. So enjoy the video. Okay, I'm gonna start out with removing the electric wires from the back of the old alternator, and then after that, once all of that is disconnected, I'm gonna start undo all the bolts. I have already given them corrosion X, which is this one here, so they should at this point be relatively loose. So we'll see what happens once we get in there. I do apologize for the there's going to be some stripes on the or some lines going down the monitor in a moment, because I'm actually working off of, I don't know, there's one of the lamps in here is at another megahertz than the camera, so we'll see what happens. So in the bay, and as you can see, here's the alternator, and right here is the electricity that comes off. Have to undo this one, and then further down and in here is another one I need to pull out. It's a plug, and then we should have the ability at this point after that to remove all the bolts, and then we should be good. Let's see what happens. I should say that this is actually a Yanmar 3YM30, so a 3-cylinder and diesel, obviously. I have unplugged these wires here, and there is one wire left in there that I can't get onto. It's the red ground wire to the I guess it goes to the battery. Now what I will have to do here is take the alternator off, and then once I have it off, I should have access to the back of the alternator. There should be slack enough in that red wire, ground wire, to actually lay the old alternator down and then undo it. We'll go ahead and start taking parts off and get to the alternator. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the belt cover. After that, we can take the belt off, and that should give us access to all of the bolts. It's only 3 actually, and possibly a spacer which is sitting right here in this area. We'll see what happens. So I loosen the bolts, and now they come off pretty easy. I already took this one off, so now this one, and then there's a nut down here on the bottom, and it also comes off. Oops, it went down that way. Gotta find that. Anyway, we remove this one here, and okay, and I already loosened the belt, so we need to take this bracket off to get to this one and then to the spacer in there. We have one here, and up on the back here I have the last one. So let me go ahead and loosen them up and we will see what happens. And remember, I have already given all of this stuff Corrosex, so it should be a pretty easy job. We'll see. So I have nobody here to hold my camera, so I have loosened the bolts. And as I said, they did come off relatively easy after I gave them the Corrosex. Let's see what happens here. The alternator that's on here is the one that came with the engine. It's a 60 amp, and you can see that, I guess, right there, 60 amp, and it has served me well. I have I don't know, I have 340 amp hours of lead acid battery, and this one has been fine in conjunction with the solar power I have. I have had no issues keeping the batteries fully charged. So we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna undo this first. Okay, so I have full access now, and as I said, this pulley here, you can probably hear it, the bearings are gone, and it seizes up every now and again, and then I have to put a wrench on it and, you know, turn it a little bit, and then it'll work a little bit. So the belt will then get stuck here, and since this is not moving and the belt is gonna be burning up, and you can actually see that right there, how it's separating. So obviously I'm gonna have a new belt with a new alternator. So, and thank God for my smoke alarm, because I was warming the engine up when it happened first time, and I had so much smoke when I looked up and heard the alarm that was crazy. I thought I was burning actually. So anyway, I know what's going on, but let's go ahead and see if we can get this alternator off. I should remove this one at this point, and it's still tight, so we'll put a wrench on it and hopefully get it off, and then I should be able to pull this one out and then remove the last ground wire in there. We'll see. Okay, so gonna be down here, and I loosened it with my wrench, and it's just finger tight now. So, and here you go. This is all it is. This is the spacer that will align the pulley with this pulley, and of course the last pulley down there. So everything is doing right. Let's see if we are loose here. Oh yeah, it's loose now. So I'm gonna have to use both hands. So I will remove this one here and have a look at the last wire on the back, and then we should be able to install the new one after that. We'll have a look. Okay, so I got it off, as you can see here, it wiggled right off. And the one last wire I was talking about is this one in here. Let me switch hand. And it's seated with a bolt and a washer. So I'll get on that. And once that is done, I should be able to remove the entire old machine here. I don't know if it can be fixed. Obviously it needs new bearings, and it looks like the bearings is a semi-simple thing. It's I think you buy the whole bearing assembly and just put it on the shaft. I'm not really sure, but that's something I can check into once I'm done with this stuff here. Next problem is getting the last one off, getting the new one on, and then see if the engine will start up again. Hopefully it will. Put this one down here. And oh, here's my new one. But it's a little bit different and a little bit bigger. As you can see, this one is kind of dirty, so I can't put that on the carpet. But yeah, the other one is bigger. I already measured this, the measurement here, and on the other one it's the same there, you know, so I don't have an issue there. And I have plenty of room for the width, so that should be fine. And it seems to me that once I put this new alternator on and put it on into the bracket here, this one will actually align fine with the pulleys. So we'll see. We're gonna go ahead and do an assembly of it and see what happens. By the way, if you are this far into the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, please. You know, a like. So that would mean a lot. Thank you much. Okay, so it is very simple to fit this one on. Okay, so the reassembly is sort of simple. You took 4 wires off. They are pretty much on the new unit. You have it actually written out what it is. So here's the battery red wire, the other ground wire, and then there's a fitting that just fits right on. You don't even have to worry about that. It sticks right in, and so does the last one, which is this one here. They just plug in together. So it's very simple. Place the bracket back in on the engine. Bolt here, and a bolt down here, and then put the belt back on. If you have a belt cover, put that on afterwards. That should be it. We'll have a look at it when we're done. All the bolts is on, it's tight. This is the adjustment bolt, and the thing here is that there's a slot in here. I'm not sure you can see that, but that slot is starting here and goes to here, and that is to tighten the belt. Now I have a 37.5 inch belt on this one here, and this is the slack with it all tight, and that is too much of a slack. Went up to AutoZone. They don't carry the gates, but they have the equivalent, and they are called Duralast. I guess it's their own belts, and they didn't have them in halves, but they had them in wholes. So I got a 37 and a 36 inch, and I guess I have to take one of them back. We will have a look at it. We are going to go ahead and get that taken care of now. Switch the belts out and attach them, and there's a little bit of slack in it, which is good, but it's not the same slack that we had yesterday. So at this point I'm just going to go ahead and put all the rest on the engine and start it up and see if everything is working. Everything is on. Need to slip this one here back in to its position. Looking good, plenty of room. Belt is here. At this point we just need to put the coolant bottle back on. It slides right down here. Okay, and put this one back on. To go back, my issue was that this pulley was stuck because I had a issue with my saltwater pump. The weep holes in the back went bonkers for some reason. It was actually the bearings, and that made the salt water exit through the weep holes, and I had salt water all over the engine. It was white. So I put a new saltwater pump on, and I cleaned the engine up, but obviously salt water had gotten into the old alternator and had made that seize up. So what happened was that it didn't turn at all, and when it didn't turn, the belt was still running, and it would be catching here on the side and basically start a quick little fire there. And I came down to, as I alluded to earlier, a lot of smoke in the cabin. Anyway, let's go ahead and give it a shot and see if everything is running as it should. So bear with me. Appreciate it. You can subscribe. I'm not too good about posting new videos, but every now and again I do post some. I will see you next time.